Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Imran. Good morning, Nilesh. Good morning, Varun. Keep the charts clean. We'll start in 2 minutes, guys. Good morning, Anirudh. So we'll start with daily time frame. Okay. What do we notice in daily time frame? There is a retracement of minimality. With the minimality, there is a continue. Right? With the continuity, what are the major steps that we'll be following at the current state of actions? We'll be looking for each and every plan of actions in the consideration. In this scenario, we will do the same structure allocations with the starting point. This is the demand, this is the inducement range. With the inducement range, we will look for an allocation of the previous. With that, market tend to continue, so we will look for a demand allocation. With the demand allocation, market tend to break and continue. 150% allocation point. With 150% allocation point, what did market create the structure over here? The market created a structure of the break and continuity. With the break and continuity, what did market tend to showcase the point of interest? The point of interest is towards the buying allocation with the iceberg orders and the buying pressure allocated. With the buying pressure allocated, what did market tend to do? Market took a rejection. With this rejection, what are the major things that I'll be following? Whatever the supply range is in the action point, that I will be taking in consideration of the previous supply, which will act as my demand. With this demand, market tend to break and continue. I'll be multiplying the structure. With the multiplying structure, we had a minimality and the closure. With the minimality and the closure, 150% rejection. With the 150% rejection, what are the next steps that I'll be looking at the current stage of actions will be entire movement plan of action of the previous supply, which will act as my current. With the current plan of actions, what do we notice? Where is the market currently trading at? Market is trading at the point of interest of 3182 at the current scenario. With the 3182, what did market tend to create the plan of action as? The previous allocation points of mathematical numbers will get intact for the current. In this scenario, let's look for the allocation points. अगर ये demand कहाँ से आया करके अगर notice कर रहे हो, the previous demand will act as my current. With the current demand plan of action, market continued. With the market continuity, how much did the market show the rejection over here? The rejection perspectives were taken in prior to this and allotted. Right, with the same allocation, market tend to continue and going towards 3181 at the current scenario. With that, what are the major things that we'll be looking for the mathematical numbers at this point of action? This will be my swing low, this will be my swing high, and this will be my retracement point. Why this is the entire movement that I am taking, not the previous, because the previous all the markets has taken the movement and completed the mathematical number. With the mathematical number, market is tend to break and continue. With the break and continue, this is the circulating supply. So we will mark from the bottom of the circulating supply till the top. जैसे हम top का circulating supply mark out करते हैं, what are the next steps that we'll be following at the current state of actions? We'll do the math. What is the swing high? 2785.97 minus 2584.02. What is the formulative number? 201.95. What is the retracement value? 2731.78. Direction is bullish, plus 201.95 into 1.618. What is my first target that I'll be looking for? The first target that we had looked here at the current state of action is 3056.53. With this, where did the market tend to take the rejection? From the same point of action of the previous, with that continuity. In the continuity plan of actions, what is the next step that I'll be looking? 2731.78 into 201.95. Direction is bullish, plus 201.95 into 2, which is my intermediate ratio at the current state of actions. Market का से rejection लिया, market took a rejection from 3135.68. In this scenario, what do we notice? We had a rejection and the closure continuity. So we will not be marking any of the mathematical numbers because market is in the wick range of action plan. जब wick range of action plan में होता है, what are the next steps that we'll be following? The next allocation perspectives will be through the next. So in this action plan, this will act as my swing low, this will act as my new swing high, and this will act as my retracement point. With this plan of actions, what are the step of allocations that I'll be looking at the current state of actions? My swing high is at 2883.17. My swing low is currently at 8730.87. What is my formulative number? My formulative number is 152.3. So what is my retracement value? 2833.68, right? 2833.68 plus, because the direction is bullish, into 1.152.3 into 1.618. What is the number that I'm getting at the current state of actions? The first number what we are getting is 3080, जो कि टारगेट हिट हो चुकी है, एंड 3138 जो कि आज के दिन में वो टारगेट कंप्लीट हो चुकी है, right? With this plan of action, everything remains the same. Only the point of interest of swing high gets into the next plan. So when there is a next plan of action in the conclusions, what are the next steps that we'll be following? We'll be looking for 2956.08 minus 2730.87. The formulative number is 225.21. With that, what is the retracement point? The retracement point we are having is of 2833.68 plus formulative number 225.21 into 1.618 will be the next plan of action. In this scenario, my next plan of action of golden ratio at the current state is 3198.069. Right? So this will act as my next. Post this, what are the major things that we'll be looking? Will come down to 4 hours. What are the major things that we'll be allocating in 4 hours point of interest? At the current state of actions, the movement is in the POI range. With the POI range, there was a break. With the break of actions, this was my previous range of action, which will act as my current. So in this supply, this is my point of interest that I'll be looking for. With this, I'll be looking for a multiplied version. With the multiplied version, I will look for an allocation. Post allocation point, what do we notice? We have a rejection from the same perspective, and at this point there is a rejection as well. So rejection will be taken as per the previous to the allocation point and look for the next. At this scenario, this is my first 100%. There was a break in continuity, so I will be looking for 200%. Do we have a 200% rejection? Yes, we do have a 200% rejection. With the 200% rejection, what are the next steps that will be followed at the current state of actions? Two criteria will be taken under the consideration. The criteria one will be as per the previous point, which will be taken from this to this, and look for an allocation and a continuity. In this scenario, we have a continuity over here. With the continuity, what we'll be doing? We'll be multiplying and allocating the structure. So in this scenario, what do we see? We have an exact plan of action of completion of the mathematical number intermediate ratio. With the intermediate ratio closure, what are the next steps that we'll be following? We will come down to 1 hour. In 1 hour, what is market trying to do? Market created a POI range on the yesterday rate and a break continuity. right? कल का दिन का ये POI रेंज आके 250 पॉइंट्स रेंज का था entirely, so which we captured 3 trades out of it. इसके साथ what are the major scenarios that will be following at the point of interest? The point of interest range of actions will be taken under the consideration of the previous plan of action of this, because this entire movement will be acting as our current. With the current acting plan, what are the next steps that market tend to do? Market gave a break. With the break, 150% rejection, right? 150% and 200% rejections. What are the next steps that we'll be looking at the current scenario? What is the demand that we'll be looking for? In the demand at the current state of actions is this, which will be acting as my current. With the current point, what did market tend to do? Market gave a continuity. So what I'll be doing, I'll be looking for 200, 150% rejection. With this rejection, what did market currently showing or showcasing at this point? The market is showcasing a movement action plan of the previous action plan कैसे identify करता है? Let's come down to 15 minutes and look into it. In the scenario of action plan, if we notice there is a movement action at each and every point, in this scenario, this movement entirely will be taken at the structure because we have a break of structure. With the break of structure, if I look for an allocation perspective post to the next, what do we see? We have a rejection exactly at 100%. With the rejection exactly at 100%, what are the major things that I'll be following? The major things I'll be following over here is in the lookout of to the previous. So how do we look out in the previous plan of action? The previous plan of action will be taken in the consideration of this moment, which will act as my current demand at the current state. With this current state of action, there was a retracement. With the retracement, what do we notice? The movement action of the previous demand will act as my current supply. So in this scenario, this is my demand, which will act as the current supply. In this supply movement action plan, when there is a change of character, we'll look for an allocation. With the allocation perspective, 150% rejection. With the 150% rejection, what are the next major things that we'll be following at the current state of actions? At the current state of actions, we'll be looking for a previous action plan of the movement, which will be taken under the consideration of this entire movement. With this entire movement plan of action, we will look for a new execution. This is the current plan. With the current plan, we have a minimality. With the minimality, a break and continuity till the zone of actions. Okay. Any doubts in this, guys? स्मिता मैम, MTSL यहाँ पे रखना 23407 एंड बीट इसमें बैंक निफ्टी में 51600. ठीक है, no doubts. Let's come down to BTC. Starting from the POI range, this is the POI range. We will look for the entire marking of the POI range. With the marking of the POI range, we will look for a previous allocation. With the previous allocation, the market with the inducement range completed the range of action. With the range of action, we can see a buying allocation. With the buying allocation, what are the major steps that we'll be following over here? We'll be looking for an internal liquidity point. With the internal liquidity point, what are the major things that will be taken under the consideration? The major consideration we'll be looking at the current state of action as the demand zone from the internal liquidity point. At this state of action, this is my current demand, which will be taken under the consideration. With the demand consideration, we will look for a placement with an S2B1 setup. Where do we see the body closure? The body closure is exactly into the zone of action. With the zone of action, what are the major steps that we'll be looking? This is our mathematical rejection, so we will mark this. With marking, we will allocate the supplies. In the current scenario, the supply allocation will be as per the movement structure because we do have a break of structure. With the break of structure, we'll look for an allocation. With the allocation perspectives, we have a retracement. The retracement will be taken as per the supply at the current state of action, which will act as my current. With that continuity of the movement plan, which will be taken under the consideration, what do we notice? We have a breakthrough. When we have a breakthrough, what are the next major things that will be followed at the current state? We will look for the previous. How do we look into the previous allocation points? With the previous allocation points, the mapping will be taken consideration of to the previous to the current, right? With the current point of interest, what are the major scenarios that I'll be following? At the point of interest of 1, the inducement zone was created in circumstances of the previous. The previous inducement will act as my current with the current moment action plan. This was my previous demand allocation. So previous demand allocation will act as my current at this scenario. With that, there is a break and continuity. I will be looking for the mapping of 150%. With the mapping of 150%, what did market tend to do at the current state? The market tend to showcase the movement and the continuity of the break. With the break of actions, what did market tend to do over here? Market tend to give a closure and reconnected the point of interest. With the reconnection of point of interest, हमें यहाँ पे majorly क्या notice करके चलना है? The mathematical directions. Let's come down to 4 hours. 4 of point of interest will be taken under the consideration of the swing low will remain the same. The swing high will act as this point. Retracement will act as this point. So we'll look for the marking with the marking allocation. Let's do the math and check. At the current state of actions, 28213.96 minus 76667.80. What is the formulative number? The formulative number is 5546.16. With 5546.16, what is the retracement point that I'm having? The retracement point is 79085. Direction is bullish plus 5546.16, the formulative number into 1.618. The golden ratio is 80,132. The marking is done. With that, we will look for an intermediate ratio. At this scenario, what I will be looking for, the intermediate ratio at the current stage is standing at 90,177.32. So this is my next plan of action towards the long in the swing. With the swing action plan, what are the next steps that I'll be looking and following through? The next follow out will be looked out in the consideration of 1 hour. With the 1 hour considerations, what are the major things I'll be following in 1 hour allocations? We'll be looking for a segregation point. What is a segregation point? Segregation points are the point of interest where the market will tend to create a surplus liquidity for the hunt. In this scenario, the point of action 1 कोई नहीं ये भी ले लो. The segregation point of interest is taken under the consideration of to the previous with the allocation point of the point of action 1 with the point of action 150% rejection. With the 150% rejection, what did market tend to create over here? A plan of action which was taken under the consideration of to the previous. With that, what did market tend to create the structure in particular with the structure particular movement? यहाँ पे the segregation point will get into the action point. The segregation point of actions will be taken under the considerations of only wick range allocations. In this scenario, this is the wick range 1, this is the wick range 2, this is the wick range 3, and this is the wick range 4. With this point of interest, the market will tend to create an action plan of to the same with the continuity. What was the first point of interest that market tend to create? The first market plan of indications were created to the previous. With the previous segregation, the next will be taken under the consideration. When there is a next aggregation continuation, what are the steps that market will tend to follow? The market will tend to follow the price action of the previous. In this scenario, the segregation point will act as the one with the segregation point of interest. The next plan of indication will be taken care of the inducement zones, right? Post allocation points of the segregation, do we have a rejection? Yes, we had a rejection. With the rejection perspective, the add-on allocation of previous 2 days of POI range will be taken under the consideration. In this zone of action, the POI range 1 will be taken apart. With the point, the second POI range will be taken under the consideration. So with this, two POI ranges will act as my next in the scenario. Continuity of the break of segregation zones will be taken under the considerations of this movement action plan. With this, what do we tend to notice? We tend to notice a movement which was given a break and a closure. With the closure movement action plan, what are the major things the market will tend to follow? The market will tend to follow a movement in an opposite direction plan of action. With the opposite plan of actions, what are the major things that we will be looking at the current scenario? The current scenario will be taken under the consideration to the previous, and we will look for the next. How we will look for the next? The supply was taken under the consideration of the current state of actions. With current state of actions, the movement continuity, with the movement continuity, 200% rejection. With the 200% rejection, what did market tend to do? A market created to hunt down the liquidity point of interest. With the liquidity point of interest, the next. With this, what are the next steps that will be taken under the consideration at the current scenarios? अगर नीलेश कल के दिन में क्या बोला था? अगर मार्केट स्टडीली यहाँ पे ही बना रहेगा in this candle, market will complete in 2 or 3 candles. What did market tend to do? 1, 2, 3 target hit, right? जो कि हमारा mathematical number था. With this point of interest, what are the next steps that we'll be following at the current state? We'll come down to 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, what are the major steps that we'll be looking for an allocation in the perspective of the previous, which will act as my current? With the current point of interest, what are the major steps that I'll be looking at? The previous supply allocation will act as my current. With the current, there was a minimality zone created. With the minimality zone, the point of interest will be taken under the consideration of 150%. With the 150% range of breakthrough, what are the next steps that market will follow? The market will follow the structure. With this, market tend to break and continue. So with this plan of actions, what are the next steps that we'll be taking under the considerations at the current point of interest? First movement action plan was under the privileges of the previous demand zone, which will act over here. With this scenario, what are the one major things that we'll be looking? The one major things that we'll be looking over here is doubling the quantity. Post doubling the quantity, what did market tend to do? Market tend to create a structure plan analysis. A structure plan analysis means a breakthrough and a continuity. Was there a body closure? Yes, there was a body closure into the zone. With the body closure in the zone, there was a plan of action. With the plan of actions, what are the next major calculations that will be taken under the procedures? The market tend to continue at the state of actions, so the previous will act as my current. In this scenario, the previous marking will be taken under the consideration of this point of interest. With this point of interest, what is the retracement that I'll be looking? The retracement will be of the inducement zone. With the inducement zone reallocation, with the reallocation continuity of to the next. With the continuity of the next, what did market tend to do the closure over here? The market tend to do a closure over here with the next point of interest. With this point of interest, the market tend to create a price actional point with the price actional point. This will be my next, which will be taken under the consideration with the consideration. multiply it with the multiplied version 150%. Right, with the 150% rejections, what is currently market doing? Market is following the structure plan, which is as per the previous allocation of 1, which is acting at my current. With the current plan of action, what do we see? We have a break at continuity. We will allocate the next. With the allocation of the next, what is the market trying to indicate? The market is trying to indicate a breakthrough. At this scenario, what is the plan of action which will be taken under the consideration? As we don't have a break of structure, the previous body will be taking an action plan at the current. With the action plan, what is the consideration that we will be looking for? We will be looking from body to wick allocation, not from wick to wick allocation. Okay, with this point of interest, market is trying to take a rejection with the rejection perspective, a continuity. Any doubts in BTC, guys? Good morning, Yogesh. Coming down to इंडियन सेशंस में नीलेश कल के दिन क्या बोला था क्लियर कट? मार्केट में जो ट्रैप चाहिए वो ट्रैप मिल चुकी है, सब लोगों को पुल बैक में बिठा के आज के दिन गैप डाउन ओपनिंग. Right, so what are the next steps of following that? We will be looking at the current scenario. There will be a change of plan of action? No, we will not be doing any change of plan of action at the current stage. We will look for just a small liquidity hunt at the current point of actions. Retailers को trap करने दो, जैसे ही trap कर देगा, we will add on the quantity towards the swing trading in the short. No changes, so no allocations will be done in Nifty and Banknifty. At the current scenario, this is the plan of action 1. The plan of action 1 took into the play of the next. With the play of action, what did market tend to do? Market showed a perpendicular movement. With the perpendicular movement, a breakthrough. Each and every point of interest, there was a clear-cut selling pressure at the POI range. So yes, definitely there was a trap of retailers with the trap and continuity. अगर जिसको भी ये समझ में नहीं आया, कल का मॉर्निंग सेशन भी देख लो एंड कल का इवनिंग सेशन में जब इंडियन सेशन एक्सप्लेन कर रहा था वो भी देख. Okay, I have one question for BTC. पूछो समझ. Do the calculations you wish. How do you manage the positions in volatility Moments just like it created that 700 points week yesterday night. कौन सा 700 points की बात कर रहे हो? With 700 points. 1:45 AM candle. टारगेट हिट होने के बाद भी बने रहोगे, then it's your problem. When you're following MTSL, when you're following trailing, why will you look for a position in perspectives of a weak creation at first place? आपका टारगेट यहाँ पे हिट हो गया था, राइट? डेफिनेटली MTSL पर्सपेक्टिव्स के फॉलो करने के बाद मूवमेंट स्ट्रक्चर बिल्ड हुई थी. यहाँ से MTSL पॉइंट यहाँ पे आती है, सिस्टम ट्रेलिंग यहाँ पे आती है. सो इन दिस सिनेरियो यू विल बी keeping your system trailing at 1500 points, which is your risk to reward at the current scenario. अगर वो risk to reward आप follow ही नहीं कर रहे हो, then yes, definitely will not be able to manage the positions. ये क्या है? इतना सारा लाइन क्यों आ गया यहाँ पे? Start doing the back testing, old members and new members, everyone. Welcome to the stream. जो भी doubts है, please do ask. 1.5 years of back testing, 1 year of forward relay bar testing, 1 month of live testing, then small account trade executions to build the confidence. Once you build the confidence, come with the real value, follow the proper risk to reward, and execute the trades. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल समर्थ, इतना ओवर ट्रेडिंग क्यों कर रहे हो? Greed is not good. Greed is good when there is in the directions. Guys, everyone keep in mind one thing. If you have got a 300 pip movement, if you have got 150 pip movement, if you have got 100 pip movement, that's really good. इसको डबल कर चक्कर करने में जाओगे, बिना रूल्स फॉलो किए हर एक सेटअप में ट्रेड एग्जीक्यूट करने जाओगे, जितना भी कमाए हो मार्केट को दोगे. Always have a trading journal. I do understand no one is noting it. स्टार्ट करो. अगर लाइफ लॉन्ग के लिए ट्रेडर प्रोफेशनली बनना है तो स्टार्ट मेंटेनिंग द जर्नल्स. बताओ समर्थ, you have executed more than 12 trades. Have you even maintained one trade journal in it? Without maintaining a journal, no executions will be taken under the considerations. Then, without maintaining a journal, how are you executing the trades? अगर लॉस हुआ है, ठीक है, 1 लॉस डन, 2 लॉस डन, 3 लॉस डन. हमारा इसमें सेकेंड लॉस में ही ट्रेड्स क्लोज हो जाते हैं उस दिन के लिए. आप चार चार लॉस दे रहे हो एक दिन में. एक बार ओके, जर्नल के बारे में बताओ, कैसे फिल करते हैं. इजी फॉर्मेट बता देता हूँ. ना आपको कुछ खरीदना है, कुछ नहीं. एक बुक लो, राइट. फर्स्ट मेंशन द डेट. ओके. डिप्लॉयमेंट कैपिटल कितना है. डिप्लॉयमेंट कैपिटल के साथ व्हाई डिड यू एग्जीक्यूट द ट्रेड. ओके. रीजन लिख देना. रीजन के नीचे व्हाई डिड यू एग्जीक्यूट द ट्रेड. सो रीजन लिखने के बाद नेक्स्ट में व्हाट इज द सेटअप दैट यू फॉलोड. सेटअप जोन आएगा. सेटअप जोन के बाद व्हाट इज द रिस्क टू रिवॉर्ड दैट यू आर फॉलोइंग. इन दैट रिस्क टू रिवॉर्ड, व्हाट इज द मेजर अलोकेशन ऑफ द टारगेट्स. टारगेट कहाँ तक रहेगा, क्या आपने टारगेट तक होल्ड किया. सो फर्स्ट डेट आएगी, उसके बाद कैपिटल डिप्लॉयमेंट आएगा, उसके बाद रीजनिंग आएगी, उसके बाद कौन सा सेटअप पे एग्जीक्यूट किया आएगा, उसके बाद आरआर क्या है आएगा, उसके बाद टारगेट क्या है, टारगेट तक होल्ड किए कि नहीं. टारगेट में अगर होल्ड किए हो तो सिर्फ एस लिखना, ज्यादा कुछ रीजंस लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. अगर लॉस लिया तो कितने का लिया, राइट. सो यू विल बी हैविंग इट इन द माइंड, क्योंकि आप जब फॉलो करते हो जनरल लिखना, आपका दिमाग में रहेगा कि ओके, इस सेटअप में प्रीवियसली मैं एक ट्रेड लिया था, यहाँ पे मेरा लॉस हुआ है. ओके. जब वो पॉइंट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट में जब मार्केट्स फिर से दिखाएगी, उस समय पे आप ट्रेड एग्जीक्यूट नहीं करोगे. एंड दिन में 2 ही लॉस लेना है, उससे ज्यादा नहीं. 2 लॉसेस अ डे. यस डेफिनेटली ग्रीन में है, ट्रेड करते रहो, सेटअप बन रहा है, एग्जीक्यूट करते रहो, नो इश्यूज। बट एक ग्रीन हुआ, दो ग्रीन हुआ, थर्ड में लॉस हुआ, the fourth one will again is a loss, done, you're done for the day. Reason why? Because अगर आप फर्स्ट ट्रेड में 150 पिप्स कमाए हो, सेकंड ट्रेड में 200 पिप्स कमाए हो, थर्ड ट्रेड में आपने दिया 40 पिप्स, फोर्थ ट्रेड में आपने दिया 40 पिप्स, राइट? इन दिस सिनेरियो 150 में 80 पिप्स ऑलरेडी दे चुके हो, टेक होम विल बी जस्ट 60 pips. Okay, in this scenario, take home will be 120 pips. So you have to protect your capital. Compound कब करोगे? जब आप प्रोटेक्ट करोगे तभी compound होगा ना. अगर मार्केट में कमा रहे हो उसके हिसाब से दे रहे हो, then how will you sustain in the market? आपका पॉकेट से ही जाता रहेगा पैसा. Okay? So how do you look into the circumstances? I will write it over here so that it will be easier for you guys to follow it. Date, capital, reason of execution, entry point, exit point, risk to reward, target hold. टारगेट होल्ड में अगर यस है तो यस लिखना, नो है तो नो लिखना. द फाइनल रीजन विल बी ओवर हियर अगेन, द एंटायर सेटअप एक्सप्लेनेशन. Okay, so this is how your journal should look. So in this reason, what you will be giving, you will be giving why did you execute the trade, which setup did you use, right? Entry point का value जो है numbers, वो numbers, exit point का value जो है, risk to reward क्या था, right? हमारे में risk to reward कैसे calculate होता है? फर्स्ट हमने लंदन सेशन में एग्जीक्यूट किया है, नीचे 4 पॉइंट का एसएल है, जब तक ये 4 पॉइंट हिट होके कंटिन्यूटी में नहीं जाता है, दैट इज 1:1 रेशियो. जैसे ही ब्रेक होता है 50-60 पिप्स पे चलता है, उसके साथ कंटिन्यूटी में मूवमेंट आती है. फ्रॉम पोस्ट 50 पिप्स इट्स 1:10 रेशियो. Okay, so in this scenario whatever you have earned and protected, that is risk free. So you have to mention each and every reasons in the particular moment state of actions to execute, so that it will be in your mind. Clear everyone? You can take 2 losses a day, that's totally fine. Pure range, then show selling pressure before coming down. मतलब नीलेश? Sir, how to maintain stop loss this setup? मतलब समझा नहीं. कौन सा setup में? Asian session, gold 2 points, BTC 200 points. London and New York session, gold 4 points, BTC 400 points is your SL range. Okay. At Samarth, if you place SL out of range, then 1% chances it will get hit. For last 2 weeks, I'm following it, not a single SL hit. Great, Imran. 11 o'clock तक एशियन सेशन, 11 o'clock के बाद लंदन सेशन. It should first create inducement or POI range, then show selling pressure before coming down. No, it depends in two scenarios again, not in one scenario, right? It's just not about the pressure. It's about where exactly the market is. In the current state of action, let me showcase you in Indian sessions only so that it will be easier for you guys. So wherever you see a action plan, what did market tend to create? Market tend to create an inducement zone, right? With the inducement zone, this is our mathematical intermediate ratio. With this intermediate ratio, market tend to showcase a movement plan of action. With the movement plan of action, start of indication, selling pressure. But immediately there was a buying pressure for a trap. With this trap of indication, what did market tend to create? इसी कैंडल में हमने बोल दिया था मार्केट पीओआई रेंज में जाने वाला है. So what did market do? Market came into a POI range zone. In this POI range zone, what are the next steps that you will be looking at? What is the pressure? What is the wick creation saying you? At each and every point of interest. Each and every point of interest, the market is indicating a selling pressure. So in this, what do we see? Do we see a wick from the bottom as well? No, there is no wick creations from the bottom. There is only selling pressures from the top. So at this point of interest, what will market do? Market will trap all the retailers, making them sit towards the long and make sure that it will give and trap their point of interest and come down in the range of actions. ठीक है? Can you please explain how to calculate the SL and MTSL? Imran, sure, I will follow this with discipline now. Sir, I am a part-time trader as I am working in shift duties. Hence, Intraday is not suitable for a person like me. Please teach how to swing trade in Nifty or Bank Nifty. Earnest request, please. At Summer, SL is 40 in gold and 400 in BTC. So if place order and 40 pip comes in the last range of the market, then chances your SL is gonna hit. Great. Yogesh, not right now, but definitely we will come up with the swing, but it will take time. Okay. Okay, sir. Looks like bot is messing with my messages. Both the time only one message got delivered. Anyways, got the point. Okay. And Yogesh, swing trading is not meant for the small capitals. You have to work on M2M as well with this. So yes, it's a very long procedure. Definitely we will help you, but not right now. 7 घंटे के ऊपर चाहिए swing explain करने के लिए in detail. अगर selection perspective हिसाब से short term में बोलना है, wherever the wick is creating in the directions, be in the moment. जब तक wick action plan नहीं देता है, okay, from here the buying pressure came into the play in 15 minutes. You can be there in the point of interest till that point of time. Second thing, if the market is in the POI range and the wick is created from the both the sides of the body in a zone, समझ लो market will come into the zone of actions of POI where the market will tend to create a decay in the price. Okay, Yogesh, with this point of interest, wherever you see a single direction selling or buying pressure, you can be in that directions of the market in simple terms. With this, till the time there is no selling pressure in the zone, don't look for a short. And at the immediate state of actions, if you look for a wick in the same zone from both the sides and it's playing in the point of interest for more than 1 hour, exit from the trade, else your premiums will be decayed. Explained in sweet and explained in sweet and short way. Hope you understood. Sir, am I right? Just confirming. Haha. Yes, you're right. Sir, now in Bitcoin, which side the market will move? मार्किंग किस तरफ का है, रिजेक्शन कहाँ से लिया है, तो मूवमेंट किस तरफ का होगा वेंकट. Imran Ali Khan, last range means can you explain with the date time from chart? See, like setup is built in current BTC price, then check last range is 500 plus. Sir, I noticed this. Our mathematical calculation swing high, swing low is equal to formulative number plus retracement low into 2. No, there is a division in the extension points. अगर आप लोगों को follow नहीं करना है mathematical concept, you can use extensions with the following same ratios: golden ratio and intermediate ratio. बट वहां पे एग्जैक्ट नंबर्स काम नहीं करता है जहां से रिजेक्शन लेगा. Okay, Santosh, and good morning. And your calculation perspective is wrong, right? So swing high and swing low, formulative number. Okay. So post that retracement, the direction, right, which is plus or minus formulative number into 1.618 or 2 will be the considerative points. What is M to M, Nitish? Money to market. Does the surplus work in a direction of your movement, or does the surplus of the money gets evolved into the market? In the scenario, if you have deployed 10 lakhs into one of the trades in the long, if the market, due to some recessions of the US market recent plan of action, the market took a gap down opening, right? The restrictions to the market through your money will be of 20%. So 10 lakhs में से 2 लाख रुपया गया, right? When the M2M gets into the play in your directions, then only 10 lakh का 12 होगा. Clear? नहीं नहीं, segregation point को भूल जाओ आप, भरत. Remove it from your mind. वो सुबह से क्लासेस चल रहा था तो एक्सप्लेनेशन के साथ यहाँ पे भी निकल गया, तो निकाल दो उसको माइंड में. ठीक है. मिनिमलिटी जोन ऑफ एक्शंस मतलब जब एक प्लान ऑफ एक्शंस डायरेक्शन में जाती रहेगी, राइट, इन दिस सर्कुलेशन, ये मेरा मूवमेंट एक्शन है, करेक्ट. इन दिस मूवमेंट एक्शन प्लान, जैसे ही मूवमेंट एक पॉइंट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट तक जाएगी, विद द इंटरेस्ट प्लान यहाँ पे आपको एक सप्लाई मिलेगा, करेक्ट. सो यहाँ पे मैं एक सप्लाई अलोकेट करता हूँ. सो विद दिस सप्लाई अलोकेशन, अगर मार्केट 100% हिट होने से पहले एक रेड कैंडल बिल्ड करती है, राइट, सिंगल या टू कैंडल मिनिमलिटी जोन, इसके साथ मार्केट विल टेंड टू कंटिन्यू इन द प्राइस एक्शन. यहाँ पे रिटेलर्स को शॉर्ट की तरफ ट्रैप करके मार्केट 100% कंटिन्यूटी देती है. ओके, दैट इज मिनिमलिटी. No worries. Keep learning and keep growing. All the new members, welcome to the stream. जो भी doubts है, please पूछिए. Hey Jimmy, very good morning. I have seen liquidity and MC videos, but got some doubts. Can I ask? Definitely, man. You can. Guys, सोनेडा काम करना शुरू कर दिया है. Great. बट न्यूयॉर्क सेशन से, सॉरी, लंदन सेशन में जो स्टार्ट करेंगे उससे करेंगे. मेरे को फिर से मैपिंग करना पड़ेगा उसके लिए. What is POI? Is it the inducement partner or the group or the accumulation zone anywhere on the chart? So always you have to understand two things about POI. Market will follow the accumulation zone in the starting point of interest, right? In this point, you see a rejection. With this rejection, what will market try to create? Market will try to create a build out, right? In the build out, you see a zone of action. So now you have an accumulation zone, right? With this accumulation zone of interest, what is the next steps that you will be looking and following? You will be looking for a continuity, but market will not follow that. What will market try to do? Market will create a range of action. With the range of action, market will come into a zone without touching a particular movement action plan of a consolidation or accumulation area. With that, what will market try to create? Market will try to create an inducement over here. right? Inducement can be in a group or a partner, doesn't matter. If it's the partner, you have to be looking in the procedures of green and red, red and green, right? For 15 minutes, you will be looking for three partners, 1 hour, two or more, right? With this scenario, the market will give a break, trap the people. This will be a pressure indication what you will be seeing in the market. But market will not follow through. Market will again come in the range and play the action plan. With the action plan, what will market do? Market will again trap the retailers at this point of interest, right? With this point of interest, market will continue the zone of action and continue the rally. So that is the POI range of action. Okay. Sir, bank, which is the right point to enter a trade in MC calculations? Definitely, I will explain you. So Bank Nifty in pure range. Next, what happens? Wait, waiting will happen. So on 26th March, 8 p.m. Indian time, the zone is the POI as you explained, 15-minute chart. Just give me a moment so that I can showcase you in regards to the same. Right, in this scenario, what are the major things that you will be looking at the point of interest? So the major allocation points will be taken under the consideration of 15 minutes, right? So in this BTC or gold. So which chart is it, Jimmy? I think let me look into the perspective of both. 26th. Yes, definitely. If you're talking about this perspective, yes, this is one of the POI range. If you notice, what did market tend to do? From the support, there was a resistance movement. With the resistance movement, the market was an inducement zone of action. What did market tend to find? Partner inducement. Green, red, 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 green, red. Right? With this, there was a break. With the break, we follow a plan of actions which is called as S1 B3 setup. With S1 B3 setup, what did market tend to do? Gave a closure inside the break candle, a small liquidity hunt, and continuity. If we look into the structures of pick calculations at the current point of index, the movement which was given was of 110 pips. So this is the plan of action. Good identification, good structure analysis. Okay, good job, Jimmy. Right, in the same scenario, if we look into the structure plan again on the 27th and 26th, from this point of interest to this, there was a zone of conduct. With the zone of conduct, we had resistance to support creation. From the support to resistance creation. Post this, what did market tend to create? Market tend to create an inducement. Partner 1, partner 2, partner 3, partner 4, and a break, retracement, and continue. What is this setup called? This setup is called as S1B2. Sorry, S1B1. My bad. Break, retrace, continuity. Okay, good job. Whoever has followed the rule and executed the trades, keep it up. 90 pips running. And जिन लोगों को भी minimality जानना था, this was the minimality candle. Now we will get a closure over here of 100%. Live example. Post that, what will be the plan of action on the break? 150% rejection will be the next step of allocations, which will be taking under the considerations. In this point, this is my 100% with the 100%, the continuity. Hope your doubt is clear, Jimmy. Okay, sir. Thank you. I understood. So my next question, in MC calculations, I am unable to identify the swing high and swing low. Give yourself 22 days, definitely you will be able to identify it. Add-on execution is just of 110 pips. Entire movement is of 220 pips. Not carrying laptop, please give the MTSL point. क्या कराते हो यार? Okay, this candle will be acting as your MTS. In case if the minimality occurs, there is high probability that it will complete at least 150%, right? What's the reason? Because it gets the liquidity as the minimality is created or something else. Even I'll explain it to you in the evening session, Nilesh. Right? How it works. Any swing points or three candles and its retracement I can take. No. Always remember there should be an inducement range generated. With the inducement range generation, there should be a POI conduct to be played. With the POI conduct, that will act as your swing low on the break. The retracement perspective, whatever the retracement you have got, that will act as your current point of interest. That will be your swing low. And the swing high remains in the perpetuals of the movement, which will be off the high point. Okay. Thank you everyone for watching the stream and showing the interest in learning the right things of the market. Thank you so much. Keep learning and keep growing. Follow the risk management. Be in the directions of the market. Trade fearlessly and emotionlessly. By winning, don't show the happiness. By losing, don't be sad. Carry the poker face in the directions of the market till the mathematical precisions, sitting patiently, following the supply and demand. You guys will definitely win and succeed in the business of trading. And trading isn't difficult, it's just a part of mindset. Jimmy, everything you want to know in a day, definitely I will explain it to you in the evening sessions. I have kept that in the mind regarding circulating volumes. Okay. And what is the risk to reward that we follow in Asian session? Do we have the same risk to reward at this range of action? We do. So always remember to follow the rules. What's your real name, Jimmy? नहीं नहीं अरुंधति मैम बने रहो. इंट्राडे वालों को ट्रेड चाहिए. This is your swing high, this is your swing low, this is your swing high, this is your swing low, this is your retracement point. बैंक निफ्टी में swing high, swing low, retracement point. ठीक है. इंट्राडे वालों के लिए. If difference between two execution setup is less than 100 pips, do we go on for add-on quantities? No. The difference between the setup is of 100 pips or 200 pips doesn't matter, right? The next add-on should also be in a setup. Okay. The setup is in the perpendiculars of the movement which has been with the S1 or the S2. If you get a setup, execute. In this scenario, the first execution point was here, second execution point was here, third execution point was here. So yes, at every setup you can look for it. Jasham. Okay, Jasham. 100% target hit, beautiful movement. Entire circulations from this point of interest जो भी BS2 B2 के साथ follow किया है 90 pips, जो भी S1 B2 के साथ follow किया है उनका 110 pips, जो भी सर्कुलेटिंग सप्लाई के साथ मूवमेंट अलोकेशन में बने हो उनका 170 pips. Keep it up guys. No, sir. I have seen all the video and started the back testing or identifying inducement and applying MC formula. Got lot of confusions. That's why I'm asking. Confusions are good. Asking is good, right? One step at a time. At least give a break of 30 minutes. That will be good. Okay. Oh, I didn't place add-on. I have one running from first setup. 3152. Great. Keep it up. Good job, Imran. But this was a hurry trade, right? If you had followed a rule perpetual of the previous candle high, great. If you had followed our SL range of this point of action, the execution is wrong. Okay. So be careful. Follow the one candle rule over here where you will be getting a precision off to the previous. Precision off to the previous matlab अगर आपका risk to reward is not matching of Asian session as in this zone which is of 20 points, your previous candle will act as your current. Okay. कौन से कैंडल में एंट्री लिए हो समर्थ in which candle you have looked for an execution 3147. Your SL range is over here. With the SL range, there is a breakthrough and continuity. 20 points completion, 30 points will be the plan of action of MTSL. This will be your MTSL zone. If the market doesn't break with the continuity in next or second candle, you will exit at the current range of this perpendicular position, wherein the movement action plan will create you a 90 pip range. 20-point SL rule in Asian session, do we derive it from the inducement range or overall range, inducement range? Jasam. For Nifty, multiplication of 1.618 base, right? 1.618 and 200, which is 2. Okay. You're welcome. We are not using MC formula anymore. Any particular reason? Who said we are not using? We are using it. Just I'm not explaining it. That's it. Okay. Lovely guys. 120 pips running. Live trade. 280 pips running and 3000 pips, 3000 points in BTC. Good job. We have a break of structure, so we'll be taking from the wick. Beautiful, guys. सर रोज पैसा देख देख के क्या लिखा है? रोज पैसा देख देख के घुटन घुटन GUTAN घुटन सा फील हो रहा है. I will go on a short trip to Bali and come back. It's your wish. Sir, where did we consider the break of structure? At SR Lifestyle, vlog 100%. Beautiful, guys. The premiums are running off the live trade with 200 pips. Keep it up, everyone. 220 pips running in gold. Beautiful, Imran. Keep it up. Gutun means suffocating. Oh, अंजलि तुम्हें सफोकेट हो रहा है पैसा देख के? मैं घुटन मीन्स आई थॉट समथिंग एल्स. ओके. नहीं, if you want to take a break, take 1 week break. जाके आओ बाली, प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. आज का ट्रेड ऐसे जाता, थोड़ा रॉन्ग एंट्री था बट सेव्ड. आई नो. 200 pips running in gold. Great. यहाँ पे फोमो में सबको बाहर करेगा अभी. जितने भी लोग रनिंग में बैठे हैं ना. कितना हो गया समर्थ? Hope you started trading 3 days back. From 3 days, all the days is green closing. Keep it up. Samath, good one, boy. You will get your grips. Iki requested, please make sure that no FOMO trades, no wrong setup executions. नहीं नहीं मेरे को डॉलर्स में बताओ ये मत. आई एम नॉट इंटरेस्टेड. ओके. वर्षा वो डॉलर वाला मैसेज को निकाल दो. Keep it up, Samarth. Good going. No, never no onwards. Great. Follow the system. You will also get suffocated and go to Bali. Nice. I will follow discipline and general 2 for each trade. Great. Samarth, you were the person who was not believing that small amount can be made big. Now, what do you want to say in it? It can be done with MC. मेरा ही रूल नहीं फॉलो किया यहाँ पे, सो बैड। ये सिंगल कैंडल में जो डराता है ना, वो मजा नहीं है। इधर चार्ट में दिखना चाहिए, तब मजा है। ये सिंगल कैंडल में रिजेक्शन पूरा लेके वापस आ गया। एंड नीलेश, मिनिमलिटी का लाइव ट्रेड एग्जीक्यूशन 150% ऑलमोस्ट टारगेट हिट। ओके, हर एक एक्सप्लेनेशन का हर एक लाइव एग्जांपल भी दे चुके हैं। व्हाट्सएप में एक मैसेज आया है, स्क्रीनशॉट मेरे को मिला है टीम के साथ। नाम मैंने खुले दिल से लूंगा, मेरे को प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है, ठीक है। रचिता अग्रवाल, you're not a trader, you're just a scammer who is trying to make everyone's account to blow. Show me the proof of live execution, then I will agree that you are a trader. Just by drawing the random lines, you predict the markets. That is now how the market works. You have to follow the rules, follow the proper support and resistance, allocate moving average. With that, you have to have a RSI to identify the overbought places of selling and buying. Then only you can be a trader and stop calling yourself a pro. At first place, I never called myself a pro. So, with this scenario, you're not a person who is teaching a right trading. You're just scamming people by drawing lines and giving some random formulas. Okay, Rachita Agarwal, जैसे आप कहे, as you say. I will take your words in a very sincere way with the right understanding. So I'm happy that I'm scamming people. Which candle you take as minimality? The minimality candle was here. This one, Imran. Okay. Because in the scenario of first action plan, this is the current strategy, correct? So if I allocate the same thing over here, what do we notice? There is no 100% coverage in a go. What did market tend to create? Market tend to create a retracement. So this will act as the minimality candle, right? With this proper price action point, the market came down to the coverage of 150%. Always remember, whenever there is a minimality in the supply range of action, the point of interest will act as two circle allocations. You can keep TP1 at 100%, Major allocation of partial trade will be closed at 150%. Okay, Imran? Again a good one. लॉल सर, आईडी भेजो, मैं उसको स्क्रीनशॉट भेजता हूँ मेरे ट्रेड्स का। जनाब, जब मैं खुद परेशान नहीं हूं इन लोगों से, आप लोग क्यों परेशान हो रहे हो? लोगों का काम है कहना, कहते रहने दो। लोगों का काम है पैर खींचना, खींचते रहने दो। आपका नॉलेज, आपका हाथ, आपका पंख, आप उड़ते रहो। लोगों का काम है नीचे खींचना, खींचने दो। नो वरीज एट ऑल। अगर एक आगे जा रहा है तो 1000 लोग रहेंगे एक को पीछे खींचने के लिए, सो खींचने दो। मेरे को उससे भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। एक ऐसा स्कैम है जिसमें सर को पैसा भी नहीं मिला। एक ऐसा स्कैम है जिसमें सर को पैसा भी नहीं मिल रहा है। मेरा पैसा इधर है, देखो। अगर मैं बोलूंगा यहाँ से यहाँ तक मैं ट्रेड में हूँ, हंसेंगे लोग। अगर मैं कल के दिन में बीटीसी का एनालिसिस के हिसाब से मैं बताऊंगा कि हमारा ट्रेड ऑफ एग्जीक्यूशन 1 आवर के हिसाब से 2 घंटे के कैंडल में कवर अप होगा, लोग हंसेंगे। हमारा पैसा यहाँ पे है। कोई बात नहीं यार, लोगों का काम है कहने दो। अगर लोग मेरे को बोलते हैं कि मार्केट में शॉर्ट में बैठना है, हम बोलेंगे बैठो, यहाँ पे आके ट्रैप करेगा, ट्रैप करके मूवमेंट ऊपर के लिए बिल्ड करेगा। जैसे कि इन द सिनेरियो ये वाला मूवमेंट। जिसको लाइव में आके देख के सीखना है सीखो, वरना भाड़ में जाओ, मेरे को फर्क ही नहीं पड़ेगा। या आप कितने भी बड़े इंसान रहो या कितने भी छोटे इंसान रहो, टिल द टाइम यू आर गुड टू मी, आई एम गुड टू यू। इफ यू आर बैड टू मी, आई एम इवन देन गुड टू यू, बिकॉज you are nothing to me. If you want to prove yourself good, you have to change your mindset, you have to work on yourself, then be good for yourself. You don't have to prove the world that you are better than someone. Always remember, you just have to prove yourself, were you better than yesterday? The only thing what you require in the entire life journey, remember this. Don't be in a competition of a different person, be in a competition of your yesterday. देखो लाइफ में उन्नति कैसे होगी उसके बाद। ओके, ऑलवेज रिमेंबर, ट्राई टू बी बेटर देन yesterday, योर टुडे शुड बी गुड। ओके, मेरा दोस्त आगे निकल गया, मेरा दुश्मन आगे निकल गया, उस चीजों में पड़े ही मत रहो। इफ दे आर डूइंग गुड इन लाइफ, जस्ट अप्रिशिएट देम, दे हैव डन गुड। सर, उन्नति मीन्स सी द ग्रोथ। Never think negative, never talk bad, never gossip about others. Start loving yourself. Start improving yourself. Start building the knowledge by yourself. Right? This is the only things I will say. बुक पढ़ने से लोग छोटे होते हैं, तो मेरा लाइब्रेरी में जितना बुक्स है उसका वर्थ एट द करंट स्टेज इज ऑफ 4.8 crores. द एंटायर बुक कलेक्शन इज ऑफ 4.8 crores. अब बताओ, लोग यहाँ पे बोलते हैं 300 रुपये महंगा है. माई बुक कलेक्शन इज वर्थ ऑफ 4.8 crores. एंड वो जो लाइब्रेरी सेटअप है दैट इज इन ए टेम्परेचर रूम कंट्रोल्ड टू मेंटेन द पेपर क्वालिटी. My recent purchase of the book, which is costing me worth of 4.6 lakhs. Now say me, I don't care who is how. If I am doing better than yesterday, I am good today, I am good today. Right? Definitely, if someone is growing faster than me, I will appreciate him. He has done it, he has achieved it. So I will work hard as per my previous. Right? सो कितना मैं कल काम कर रहा था उसका 2 गुना मैं आज काम करूंगा. अगर आज के दिन में वो कम पड़ेगा तो मैं परसों 3 गुना करूंगा. सर कांट यू गेट दैट बुक्स ऑनलाइन? नो. मैं उसमें भी आप लोगों को जो आपके बजट में है वो बुक्स बता रहा हूँ, बिकॉज सेल्फ इम्प्रूवमेंट इज द ओनली की. थैंक यू रुचिता, बिकॉज ऑफ यू again we got something to speak. But yes, that is how you have to be in life. Never compare. If a person is driving a Mercedes, if a B person is driving a Alto, it doesn't matter that Mercedes person is happier than the Alto, right? Their journey of success is different. How do you look into the perspective of that? There are 4 categories of lifestyle, right? One is UM or UR, you can say. Second one is HR. Third one is MR. Fourth one is MC. Fifth one is LMC. Sixth one is PR. Right? With this scenario, the person who is in UR, this is UR, this is HR, this is MCR, this is LMCR, this is MCR, and this is PR. Right? ये जो यूआर जोन में जो रहते हैं ना, ये यूआर जोन में जितने भी लोग रहते हैं उनका स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट ऑफ द रेस ओनली स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम बीएमडब्ल्यू, बिकॉज खानदान में बना के रखा है वेल्थ. ओल्ड मनी प्लेस अ रोल ओवर हियर. नेक्स्ट कम इज एचआर, जिनके जर्नी शुरू होता है ऑल्टो, शिफ्ट, इनोवा, वैगनार, राइट, एनी काइंड ऑफ कार्स. इनके पास एक रेंज में पैसा है, राइट. सो विद दिस प्लान ऑफ एक्शन ये लोग स्टार्ट करेंगे विद दैट पर्सपेक्टिव. अगर रेस की 100 मीटर्स लाइन ये है तो यूआर वालों को एंट्री पॉइंट यहाँ पे है, राइट, बट एचआर वालों को एंट्री पॉइंट यहाँ पे है, स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट, राइट. उसके साथ नेक्स्ट आता है एचएमसीआर, जिनके पास 2 व्हीलर्स और एक ईएमआई पे कार चल रही है, राइट. उनका पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ लाइफ ऑफ एक्शन क्या है? उनको खुद बनाना पड़ेगा यूआर की रेंज में आने के लिए, तो उनका स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट ऑफ एक्शन और पीछे है, राइट, स्टार्टिंग लाइन। सो विथ एलएमसीआर क्या होगा, वो टू व्हीलर पे चला रहे होंगे या मेट्रोस में ट्रैवल कर रहे होंगे या बस में ट्रैवल कर रहे होंगे, राइट, उनका स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट अभी भी और पीछे है, बिकॉज देयर अर्निंग इज वेरी लेस। with that comes is MCR who works on a day to day basis, right, on a day to day basis में सर्वाइवल में रहता है। वो सर्वाइवल प्लान ऑफ एक्शन वालों को तो और पीछे चल के जाते हैं, साइकिल्स यूज करते हैं, कभी कभी बस यूज कर लेते हैं, राइट, दो दो टाइम का खाना खाते हैं, उनका स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट बहुत अलग है। उसके बाद आता है पीआर, जिनके पास कुछ नहीं है बट कुछ करने का इरादा है एंड करके रहने का जुनून है, उनका स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट और पीछे है, right? So there is a different line for each and every class in this universe, in this matrix of this world. So never compare your success with anyone else, right? So your starting point will be different, your ending point will be different, and his starting point will be different, his ending point will be different. So always try to be happy if you're sad. If you're happy, be happy. If you're sad, be happy. If you're demotivated, be happy. If you're self demotivated, be happy. If you're not consistent, be happy. If you're not having money, be happy. Just think positive, right? The journey will always guide you to the right paths, with the right path, right direction, with the right direction, right place, with the right place, right jump in the stairs. With the right jump, you will start the growth and you will see the growth in the moment. That is how the life is meant to be led in this world, in this Kali Yuga. अच्छा हुआ अनसब्सक्राइब कर लिया उसने। नाइस। एनी बुक यू रेफर फॉर ट्रेडर्स लाइक अस, ट्रेडर्स के लिए कुछ बुक नहीं है। आई विल गिव यू 3 books, रीड दैट बुक्स, दैट इज रिगार्डिंग टू द माइंडसेट। द फर्स्ट बुक सिंपल इजी लेमन लैंग्वेज में समझाया गया है, that is the first book is The Diary of CEO. Okay, written by Stephen Bartlett. With this, the cost of the book is very less, which is at the point of action in Indian markets, it is running at 1,000 rupees. Okay, but very helpful book. Post that, second book, what I will be saying you is Good Vibes, Good Life, written by Vex King. Right, third book I could recommend is The Code of Extraordinary Mind. This all books is under the range of 1,000, right? The Code of Extraordinary Mind. The book is written by Vishen Lakhiani. Okay. एंड जिनको हैबिट बनाना है उन लोगों के लिए एटॉमिक हैबिट्स. Okay. How big is your library? The collections of books is more than 30,000. This all book is in the circumstances of layman language, simple English. अगर जो वो बुक सब पढ़ चुके हो, the next stop of understanding the book levels will act in perpendiculars of The Wealth Money Can't Buy by Robin Sharma. Book cost is 3,200. अगर आपका लोकल जो ठेले पे बुक सेल करते हैं ना उनके पास जाओगे तो 300 रुपए में मिल जाएगा. Okay. So after that is 7 Habits of High Effective People. This book is written by Stephen Covey. Then the fourth book you can come down to What Are You Doing with Your Life by Krishnamurti sir. अगर ये zone of action को आप समझ लिए, then comes the major understanding of self improvement, where it starts with the book name called as Typhon. This and all are basic levels I am talking of. The book name is Siphon. Okay. Written by Noll. After that, the next book comes into the place One Day, One Moment. Written by Vex King and Kaushal. Then comes into the play of the next character is Why Do We Want to Be Rich? Written by Trump and Robert Kiyosaki. Why we want you to be rich. Then एक थोड़ा प्राइस एक्शन बढ़ेगा, प्राइस इंप्लीमेंट होते हुए दिखेगी. द बुक नेम इज नेक्सस. Right? The book cost is 30,000. With this, the next plans will be taken care of. So my books will come into the zone of this category at the very minimal cost. When did you start reading? At the age of 10. Your book name, sir? The Unbreakable Crypto World. इंडियन सबकॉन्टिनेंट के लिए थर्ड बुक अभी तक लॉन्च नहीं हुआ है. द बुक इज ब्लूप्रिंट टू द फाइनेंशियल वेल्थ. Nexus by Yuval Noah, the last book, right? Yes. In that there is two editions, one with the hard bind, one with the gold bind. So I'm talking about the gold bind. All the secrets is there in that because that is the journey from the old age to the AI. मतलब stone age to the AI. So if you want, I'll showcase you over here. These are the two books. Okay. Crypto World and The Unbreakable. Okay, Jason? ये हुई ना बात. क्लोजर चाहिए ग्रीन कैंड, उसके साथ कंटिन्यूटी, तब है मजा. Nay, this is just retailers and what I'm looking here. People who have sat over here, here in running, no, for them it will get out, make them out. Okay. Okay, sir, I want to learn your concept fast. How can I do that? Have you heard somewhere that a two-wheeler gets converted into four-wheeler? With that, from 100 mileage, the markets, sorry, with the 100 mileage of two-wheeler, it will get converted into the 200 mileage of the car. Or have you heard that the Airbus movement is faster than the jet or faster than the supersonic? Or have you heard that shark walking onto the ground levels or birds swimming into the waters? No, right? So this is the ladder. One, two, three, four, five, six. Then celebrate. Okay. Ping in Telegram or WhatsApp. We will help you out how to do it. Thank you for understanding. At Jimmy, as sir said earlier, just try to improve yourself from yesterday. Don't rush yourself. Stream will be there for next 15 minutes. Whatever doubts you guys are having, please do ask. All the new members, welcome to the stream. Nifty retraced, but showing buying pressure. Market will be in the directions of mathematical precisions. नीलेश, थोड़ी देर पहले कुछ बोला था मैंने। पेशेंस। Sir, my day starts at 3 o'clock in the morning. From 3 o'clock to night, I'll be having LTD sessions, MNP sessions. With that, I will be having my own personal works to do. With that own personal works, I have to manage 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the evening, right? So yes, definitely three hours. This I have managed in my schedule, but more than this, I can't fetch. Right, on a daily basis, there is a 12 MNP session which goes on. There is a 12 LTD session which goes on. So there is 24 sessions. That is one on one. That is not group. So in that, I have to write books. In that, I have to maintain my other businesses. Okay. Thank you so much, brother. थोड़ी मैं आराम से उठा 10 बजे, 9 बजे सिस्टम के सामने आके बैठा एंड आराम से लाइव पे ट्रेड गया. No, I am on a mission. I will let you know what is that mission. The mission is 365 millionaires through TTS. We have already created 210 millionaires out of 365. There is remaining 155 pending. 365 number is as per the year of 12 months, 365 days. मैं पहली बार ऐसा देखा है. You are far beyond our imagination. Thank you so much. मे बी एक बनूंगा उसमें से सर, पक्का बनो ना. मैं कभी मना ही नहीं किया आप लोगों को, बनो. Bro became my inspiration. Thank you so much. गुरुजी प्रणाम है आपको दिल से. मैं किसी का भी गुरु नहीं हूँ. Right? Please don't compare. I'm just one among you guys. Someone said Asian session में movement नहीं होता, डेली 300 pips plus movement दे रहा है. वो लोगों का बात है, छोड़ो लोगों के लिए. इमरान, नहीं सर, आप अलग हो. सच में अलग हो. Thank you so much. One among us who has right intentions to give back value learning to people back. Thank you so much. Samarth. Dubai. But I travel most often. So yeah, 2 months in Dubai, 1 month in India. Majorly Ganesha, Deepavali, Christmas. All the time I'll be in India. Rest of the time traveling. Okay, sir. दीपावली में मिलूंगा आपसे. Great. प्लीज जाते जाते बैंक निफ्टी के बारे में हिंट देना. हिंट तो मैं ऑलरेडी दे चुका हूँ जनाब. अगर आप समझे नहीं तो वो मेरा प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. द हिंट इज वेरी क्लियर. रिवाइंड करके देख लो. हिंट क्लियर कटली दिया है. सॉरी रेसिपी दोस्त में भी नया हूँ संभाल ले तुझे. RB is in the list of 210 millionaires. Yeah, he was the third one. Now RB became institutional investor. No, he's not an institutional investor. वो startups में invest कर रहा है. And he's building the seventh round of passive income source. Okay. So everyone remember one thing, be in the directions of the market, fearless trading, following the right risk management. With the right risk management, always make sure you have to follow the emotionless trading. With the emotionless trading, जीतने से खुशी मनाना, हारने से दुखी हो जाना is not the quality of the traders. Be in the directions of the market, sit patiently till the targets. With that, make sure that you follow the rule of not executing the trades in FOMO or running candles, and protect your capital in each and every perspectives of the market analysis. Follow the mathematical precisions, sit calmly till the targets are hit. Make sure that you guys do the back testing. With the back testing, forward testing and relay bar testing, and then live testing, and then execution with the real money. Till then, take care. Bye bye. मिलते हैं शाम में. तब तक के लिए नितेश signing off.